Hello, speed of sound of gravity, more incoherent, rambling nonsense from speed of sound. Just a review of what's going on around my YouTube sphere, which consists of creationists. I really don't want to do this today, you can probably tell. But anyway, I promise at the end here, there's a little nugget on chromosome 2 fusion and some other interesting things. But first of all, let's see, that is South Park's wonderful Dum 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 Dum, which will come up later. TDLANE did a video on the American mastodon that's worth watching this morning. I think that came in yesterday. Yes, it did. Shadowdancer and Smokey. Well, Smokey's still going at Shadowdancer. He put up this ominous, like, 1-hour video with just this asking her to apologize or else, basically, with this little message and some good music playing. So that's worth watching to see what develops there. Smokey toasted an atheist, I guess. I don't know. This is amusing. One should watch it. And then we have Praise That I Am, getting desperate for evidence for the supernatural. And this is kind of a rambling piece here. I don't have audio hooked up. I haven't watched the whole thing. I stopped in for a bit. He was talking about, what was it? I think probably NDEs and other evidences that they have for the supernatural. He was showing some brain scans. It was not making any sense. I just think it's these guys are desperate for scientific evidence because I think their faith is faltering, and this makes them have to prove that God is provable by science. So they go after the people that don't agree with them, which is 99% of science. It's kind of hopeless. And then we have, Nephilim free. He did this wonderful little thing here. I may share a little clip later, but basically he's trying to find, he's picking on naturalism and, of course, trying to find truth of his worldview. Again, more desperation. Oh, hi, Emo. Emo's watching. Anyway, okay, so then, well, the really good news is that Erika is back, finally. I don't know where the hell she was. But she came up with a chromosome 2 video, which kind of covers all the salient points, except I have another nugget to add to this on TDX11L2, which I will get to in a second here. But this is very much worth watching. She sort of wrecks them, and there is a wonderful thing in here from Evograd where he goes to, I think... no, not Unipro. He goes and does a really good search for these supposed centromeres that are all over the genome, and very much worth watching. Goes through it. They do a spreadsheet. There's a lot of really good information here about alphoid repeats and centromeres. And so that was really good. The thing I want to show you on chromosome 2 is something that I've been working on. I don't know how clear that is on my screen. But this is the DDX11 gene. First of all, I'll show you. There's DDX11 is a functional gene. I believe it's in chromosome 12. I can't remember this morning. Obviously, my heart's not in this, but this is the DDX11. These are all the amino acids for DDX11L2, or no, excuse me. Yeah. Okay, this is the pseudogene, DDX11L2. You can see it's about maybe 130 amino acids long. And when they say L, like at the end of the gene name, they mean a pseudogene, and that means a gene that doesn't really do anything. It gets transcribed occasionally, but they can find no function for it, and there are reasons to believe that it has no function. The creationists will constantly say this highly functional DDX11L2 gene which is expressed in multiple tissues. Well, no, it's expressed in testicles mostly. Occasionally you see it elsewhere. But when they say that, when they use the L2 or pseudogene designation, they mean it's like another gene. That means they found something in here that is like something in the real gene. So here is the highly functional gene that the creationists love to tell you is on the fusion site. But here's the real human DDX11 gene. Now, check this out. How long is this thing? There's two, so it's like 970 amino acids long, or 980, something like that. And this is the one from the chimp. And I did some comparisons. But the interesting thing is to look at, I aligned these and colored each amino acid so that you can see that the human and the rat have this, these conserved proteins. You can see that the pattern matches up. I think this is DDX11 with the rat and DDX11 human, I believe, on the bottom here. No, this is chimpanzee. This is human. But anyway, chimpanzees and human are like 92% identical. Chimpanzees, humans versus the rat, they're about 50% identical. There's a lot of little non-conserved amino acids in here that don't matter. But the interesting thing is that this is DDX11 out here. And you can see that there is some similarities right here up to about here, and then everything goes to hell. This thing has been mutated. It mutates because it has no function. It is not conserved. And that's how we tell. You can tell by the amount of variation between this and the gene that it was duplicated from, or the fragment got duplicated. If it's highly conserved, then you suspect function, but if it's not, then you don't suspect function. Now, the thing about the real DDX11 gene is all of this stuff here has 9 domains that are really important. Each one is part of the activity of the protein. It's part of what makes it work. It's sort of the tool part, or the cutting edge part of a protein. It will wrap around something, and these domains will get something done chemically. They will have some enzymatic action. There are 9 motifs here. And of course, you can see that DDX11, I think it has a fragment of 1 motif, and that's it. Now, that's not to say that this thing couldn't or hasn't possibly evolved some biochemical function somewhere in the cell. We may find that it does something. So far, we haven't. We don't expect that it should. It most certainly isn't highly functional. And Erika goes on to explain how it really doesn't matter. It doesn't really cross the fusion site anyway. So, and I've done quite a bit of work on this, and I'm going to do more work on that. So, and then let's see. We have, first of all, Erika was on with Dapper Dino taking Eric Hovland apart, which was kind of funny and worth watching. It's a good stream. It's part 3. And then we have the most notable thing that happened yesterday was logical, plausible, and probable put on Cell Cordova. And John Sanford made a little appearance. And then Cell did a really kind of a detailed, I don't know why that's not working. He did a detailed explanation of the quaternary structure of proteins. So he educated a little bit, and that was really good. But then Cell went on about collagens and a number of other points that he had, which made absolutely no sense at all. And we'll be looking at that on Saturday night at the Atheist, I believe. And that's about it, other than this wonderful South Park. I link this clip from South Park, Dum Dum Dum, which I think is pertinent when you talk about logical, plausible, and probable. So that's it, guys. Sorry, heart wasn't in it. Coffee not working this morning. See you later.